Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, that is Science Unlocked. So as in the previous sessions we have completed already the two systems which are important for us. So today we are going to continue with our next system, that will be the digestive system. Now this particular system is a little lengthy, a little tricky, but at the very same time it will not going to be like this, that as if we cannot learn this thing. Obviously we can learn anything and everything. Now what is the main aspect of digestive system? That it will going to break the complex food that we are eating into simple soluble substances. Now why is it required by the body that it has to actually do this particular function specifically, that it has a specific sort of system in the body? Now the answer to this is that in the nature the food is generally stored in the form of complex material which our small cells, microscopic cells cannot actually absorb. That is why it becomes important for the body that we have to digest these things that we are intaking in the form of food. That is why this particular process is more or less related with the breakdown of complex food. The complex food that we are eating into simpler and soluble substances. Why soluble? Because this way our body will be able to actually intake that particular food and can take the nutrition out of the food that we are eating. Now these are the different set of organs which are involved in this particular system. So over here also it is like this only, that why do we need this particular process? So that we can actually utilize the different sort of nutrients and we can actually utilize the energy which is stored in the food, so that the energy can be given to our body and we can perform our our functions correctly. Now what is the process of this whole thing? So as I've told you that this is a little lengthy, so we'll do it in small parts. The very first part of the digestive system is our mouth. So in mouth, basically what happens, the very basic process will going to take place, that is the chewing of process or the chewing of food specifically. Now over here in this particular process we can actually relate to the previous thing that we have discussed just now, that is breakdown of food. Within the first organ of the system, the organ is actually breaking down the food in the literal meaning, means in the literal manner. Means what do we mean by that particular literal manner is that the bite that we generally take, that bite is going to be a larger bite in size, and it is always advised that we should always chew our food. So while chewing, what exactly are we doing? We are literally breaking it down into smaller pieces which the body will going to keep on doing until the food is completely digested. So this is done with the help of our teeth, our tongue, and along with that what happens, there is one more important aspect in our mouth, that is the saliva. Now this particular thing is considered as the digestive juice which have the tendency of converting all the starch which is present in the food that we are taking into simple sugar. Now if I am saying simple sugar, that means starch is actually a complex sugar which is generally present in all the food that we are eating. Now I hope you all remember about the process of photosynthesis, over where we were talking about the concept that the plants are making starch, that is glucose, and along with that they are making oxygen, and the glucose that they are making, they are storing the unutilized glucose into starch in their body parts. And what are we eating? We are eating the same thing. We are eating the different sort of plants, different sort of animals, and ultimately it is actually there for that particular process of digestion. So now you can see that how the whole system of our body and nature is connected with each other. The plants are making something, they are storing something in their body, and the human body or the animal body is digesting that again into the simple substance or the simple sugar that we are looking into it. So what this particular simple sugar would be? This would be glucose. Now after this, the food will going to enter the stomach through the food pipe or the esophagus. Now in case of esophagus, there is only passage, that is basically the connecting medium between the mouth and the stomach. So it doesn't have lots and lots of things into it, or you can say it will not going to have multiple details into it. So we are straight away moving into the next part of the body, or this particular system specifically, that is the stomach. Now the stomach is basically a bag of muscles which have the different sort of processes of mixing, grinding, at the very same time churning it. So what exactly do these things means? That we are going to mix the food with different sort of digestive juices, and we are going to see this process, that the inside the stomach, actually the digestive juices which are being released by the walls of the stomach, the lining of the stomach, these digestive juices are actually ultimately in enhancing the process of digestion by grinding, churning, mixing it with different sort of juices, the digestive juices, so which are going to actually convert the complex things that we have eaten up, that is the proteins, the fatty acids that we have taken up, the carbohydrates that we have taken up. So they are supposed to be converted into simple substances. So inside the stomach, that particular process will takes place. Now the next thing, the next set of organ which is involved in this whole process is the small intestine. Now in case of small intestine, it is very unique sort of like organ. Like if we talk about the mouth, it was only about the digestion process. If we talk about this stomach, then again it was only about the digestive process or the digestion process. If we talk about the esophagus, it is only the passage medium. But if we talk about the small intestine, it is actually doing two things at a time. One thing is the process of digestion, and next thing is the process of absorption. Now I have been talking about the process of absorption and utilization of simple substances from the very start of this topic. So now over here in this organ, that particular process will going to takes place. That means we are actually now going to utilize the nutrients and energy of the particular food that we are eating. Now what are the specific things about small intestine? The very first thing is that it is a long coiled tube which is actually taking up the food which is coming from the stomach. Now this small intestine is actually adding up digestive juices into the food, and along with the small intestine digestive juices, there will going to be a few digestive juices which will be coming from liver and pancreas. So the digestive juice which is being added, or you can say coming from the liver, is actually known as bile, which is specifically responsible for the digestion of fats. So that is how the fats are digested inside the particular organ, that is small intestine. That means the digestive juice which is coming from the liver is helping in this particular process. Now when we talk about the pancreatic juices, or you can say the digestive juices which are coming from pancreas, these juices are actually helping in the digestion of whole process, that is going to be the food content, that means the fat, carbohydrates and proteins. Now once this particular food is now mixed with all the juices which are being added to small intestine, and it is being digested by all the digestive juices which are coming like bile and the pancreatic digestive juices, then ultimately the process of absorption will going to take place. Now for this purpose, what is the specificity in case of small intestine? It is the presence of blood vessels at the wall of the the small intestine, because of which what happens, the smaller soluble material in which the food has been converted into, now this particular food material will be taken up by the blood vessels inside the body. Now this blood will going to carry this particular nutrition and the energy to the whole body. Now as we all know that if something is being taken in by a particular organism or a particular system, you can say. It could be a non-living system, it could be something which is living, but in both the cases, if there is something which is taking in, or you can say is a sort of an input, then in that case there will be a definitely going to be a output as well. So what is that in case of our body? It is the undigested food which will be removed out of the body by different sort of processes. On the other hand, first of all, it will going to enter the large intestine, and in case of large intestine, what will happen? The excess amount of water will be absorbed. That means now out of this undigested food or unutilized food, we need to take out every possible useful material out of it. So that useful material out of this material is this particular undigested food is actually the water. So this water will be taken up and then it will be carried to the kidney, so that ultimately it can be converted into urines, and if something is there advantageous inside the urine, that can be taken up inside the body. That means we can simply say this thing, that kidneys are actually not only making the urine, they are actually segregating the useful and non-useful material inside their own system. So large intestine is actually helping in that particular process, and ultimately the particular food, the undigested food I must say, is now going to turn into a solid waste which will be removed out of the body by the process of defecation, and this particular feces or fecal waste is also known as stool. Now what is the quick review of this whole process? That the process will going to start in our in our mouth, where the teeth and tongue and saliva, they are collectively going to start the digestion process. Teeth and tongue will going to chew the food, grind the food, whereas the saliva will going to convert the starch into simple sugars. From here the food will going to enter the food pipe, because of which it will be able to enter the stomach. That means from here the food is coming, entering here in the mouth, it is being digested, then it is traveling through the food pipe and it is coming towards the stomach over here. Now inside the stomach you can see that it is basically the churning and mixing with the different sort of juices, digestive juices, which are there inside the stomach, which are going to help in digestion of the food. After that, from here in the stomach, it will going to enter the small intestine, over where the juices from the liver, juices from the pancreas and juices from the wall of the small intestine will be added up. For example, liver, from liver it will going to be bile, which will going to help in digestion of fats. From pancreas it will going to be different sort of digestive juices which will going to ultimately help in digestion of carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Same thing will going to be happen because of the digestive juices which are added from the walls of the small intestine, and ultimately the absorption of food will be done over here. Now from here in the small intestine, the particular food will going to enter the large intestine over here, where the undigested food will be carried out. It will be transferred to the later part of the large intestine, and the water will be taken up, and from the anus the particular solid waste, that is the feces or the stool, will be removed out of the body in the form of feces by the process of defecation. Now with this particular last quick review of the whole process, we are done with the little lengthy, little tricky digestive system, but I hope that the concept was clear with everyone and everyone will be able to understand everything which is related with the particular topic and important with the particular topic. So with this we are done with today's session. Now we'll see each other in the next session. So till then, keep learning and make sure you study well.